Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Formula 1 driver career mode. As you didn't watch last episode, it was hectic on the final lap, but today hopefully we can have a good race. Coming into it, I felt confident knowing that it's a power related circuit. So I have confidence in myself and Magnussen to do good, but at the same time a bit optimistic about this race. I just saw purchasing more upgrades. And as you can see by the driver standings, Kevin Magnussen did get a point for us in the first race of the season, so that's a huge boost in confidence going into this race and the season. But now, as we go into the race, let's see what we can do. Now, as you already know, I do skip the practice sessions. I don't do the practice sessions. The reason why is I just can't be bothered doing all of the practice simulations that you've got to do to get your resource points. I think if you just sim them, you can get enough resource points. You get enough from qualifying, you get enough from doing a race to purchase maybe one or two upgrades. So I don't really see the point of doing them. And if you don't know, in qualifying or practice, I allow myself one flashback on the lap that I'm doing. So let's say I'm on a flying lap and I clip up wall, I can do a flashback, but I can't do a flashback after that. I don't use any in the race, just to make it make it more challenging for myself. So if I go wide at turn 1 or last corner and someone overtakes me and I'm a bit frustrated, then it is what it is. But as we're heading into qualifying now, see what we can do. As you can see, just fast forwarding and heading straight out. I don't do any driver setups, as I want it to be challenging as possible. But on this outlet, main important thing, warming up the tyres, letting the fast cars go by, don't hold anybody up, because as you saw in the last one, I messed it up a little bit on the outlet when I obscured Magnussen of his lap and my lap. So I just backed out of it, but as you can see, warming up tyres, checking the temperatures, and hopefully we can get a good lap in to get into Q2 for the first time this season. We open there and come across the line. We go P7. but people are yet to make their laps. So we are effectively, at this point, heading into Q2 for the first time this season. But as you can see, Kevin Magnussen is not that far from making it out either. But Ricciardo and Moore are yet to do quicker laps. So I just skipped, and luckily we made it into the Q2 for the first time. Let's go. I felt confident in myself to, well, the lap that I did was pretty good to get me into Q2, so I just simmed ahead. But now as we come into the Q2 for the first time this season, we skip ahead a little bit, we go out, warm our tyres up and do the job that we're supposed to do. I have no objective, if you want to put it. Q2 is an achievement in itself. If I start 15th, 14th, that's as happy as I can get. I'm not going to get any higher. There's a lot of quick cars in front of me, and all of the slower cars are knocked out, and effectively I am the slower car. As you can see, we go P10 ahead of Danny Kvyat, and we skip back into the garage, and you can see we are still ahead of Danny Kvyat. And Bottas is on mediums compared to Hamilton, who's on soft, so Bottas going for a different strategy for the race. But as you can see, I skip ahead again, and we get P14, beating Danny Kvyat. What a surprise. I would have been happy with P15, but P14, that is good. And Pierre Gasly gets out of Q1 as well. He didn't make it out in Q1 in Australia. He's got into Q2, starting P11. But anyway, we've all said and done. Qualifying is done. No points for qualifying or practice. It's all on Sunday, on the race. So let's get into this race and do the best we can. Gain positions on the opening lap and yeah, see what we can do.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Ricciardo, Albon, Perez, Sainz and Lance Stroll, Gasly, Norris, Esteban Ocon, Bailey, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen and George Russell. Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Right, as you can see, 14 laps, one stop strategy, going on to the mediums. No point going on to the hards as it will be the slower tyre. The only person that I know that are on mediums is Bottas, but 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Poor reaction, but wheel spin gets us traction down. ERS, rich mixture, go down the middle. We get the McLaren, we get the racing point, we go to the outside. Brake late and early at the same time, trying to avoid Ocon. Make sure we don't lose our front wing like we did in Australia apparently. Go round the outside and make a lot of positions there. Avoid signs. ERS enabled rich mixture, try and get down the inside of signs. Defending with Pierre Gasly. But we'll try and make it round the outside. Can we? He makes a move on Ocon. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. And well, for the first time, going side by side. Signs round the outside, and he's got the inside for the next corner. I go down the inside of Ocon. Can I make it? No. Ocon goes round the outside of Sainz. Gasly's making. Or is it Gasly? Magnussen. Where did he come from? What a start for Magnussen. As we come down onto this back straight, I get a good run on Carlos Sainz. ERS enabled rich mixture. Get out of the way quickly so we don't lose our front wing. And that pass is done before the corner. Well, so now at this point, what I'm thinking is I kind of want to keep up with Ocon, but in a way that I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to be in that mid-range, not too close, so I overheat the tyres and lose performance, so Sainz and Gasly can overtake me. I don't want that, but as we're coming into the last corner, I try and get a good exit, but unfortunately it's kind of the same exit as Ocon, but he gets a better run. But later on into the race, come round the final corner, and I noticed that Sainz is right behind me, but luckily he's too far away to be making a move. He gains on us at the end of the straight, but it's not enough to make a move. Actually, here he comes. We go defensive. He goes round the outside. We brake really late, make sure we make the corner. We do, and that the position is defended, and luckily he can't get past us. Now at this point I was thinking, do I let Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly go, because effectively they are much quicker than us, and there's no point ruining my race and their race, and just no point of doing any of that. But as we come down this back straight as well, they're still in the DRS range of me, so at this point I've just said to myself, if they get close to me, I'm not thinking of doing it, but at the same time I want points. I'm in P10, I know I can get points, but people are making stops, and Sainz dives into the pits, and luckily he dives in, because he would have got us if he didn't come in. But at this point I'm pushing, trying to get a gap to thing it, and then Sebastian Vettel retires from the Grand Prix and a safety car is deployed. Another engine failure for a Ferrari. That's scary signs, knowing that we have a Ferrari engine in our car. But as we come to the end of this lap, we dive into the pits to change our tyres onto the mediums like everyone else. Hopefully we can gain a few positions from people stopping, like the Red Bull of Albon getting held up right there. But as we come in, I'm praying that front wing is not broken, and it's not. And we go onto the mediums, and is it a quick stop? It is. And we gain positions. We gain position on, I think it was Norris, Albon and Ricciardo. I think we jumped Ricciardo in the pits. Look, there he is coming up. He's right behind us, so we're pretty much in a Renault sandwich. But as we cut on to the end of the lap, the safety car is coming in. We prepared our tyres for this restart, trying to make sure that we're up close to Ocon on this main straight. And Ocon has an engine failure right in front of us, and it slows us down. He cuts the corner, and we've got a big gap away from Perez. Ocon, for the second time, has had a DNF failure. Engine issues again. But as we're coming up to Perez, we're using ERS and rich mixture. We try and make it down the inside. He goes defensive a little bit. We go round the outside. I tapped his front wing, and we get a tap from Ricciardo. We go round the outside, and that is a beautiful move on Sergio Perez. Well, going from 0 to 100 real quick. And Perez is under pressure from Ricciardo and someone else. But as we come round this corner, Perez seems to have defended against Ricciardo. As you can see from Ricciardo's onboard, I go down the outside, and he goes for a space up the inside, taps our right rear with his left front. Luckily, he didn't lose a wing, or we didn't get a puncture. But as you can see, it's the AlphaTauri and Alex Albon getting into the mix as well. A little bit of scuffling around, but Perez keeps his position and charges on to hopefully catch me down the road. And as saying that, we come back onto the back straight, and you can see Perez is right behind us. Don't think DRS is enabled yet. We go defensive. He goes round the outside. Can he make the move stick round the outside? Of course he can. We give him enough room, and we let him sail on through. But luckily we tried to get the cut back on him, try and get him down this next corner, but it doesn't work out. As you can see from Ricciardo's point of view, we go very defensive and very attacking. Switch to the left hand side to get a cut back, but it doesn't work. I understand. And Ricciardo just avoids us, and luckily we didn't lose anymore. And Ricciardo dives it up the inside on the penultimate corner, or the last corner should I say. Maybe he just wanted to get it out of the way. But as you can see, Pierre Gasly gets a run on as well, but we also get a run on Daniel Ricciardo. So is it going to be a three-way fight for this? No. Pierre Gasly gets up the inside of us and up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. Luckily there's no contact. I'm checking my mirrors, making sure Albon's nowhere, and I've got a good run on Gasly and Ricciardo. Gasly goes up the inside. We look for it, but there's no room. Try and get switched back on Ricciardo, but I get bogged down a little bit, and that's that. But Ricciardo and Gasly going side by side through this second sector. It's amazing how they haven't made contact, but as you can see, Gasly has the inside from his helicopter camera. They're just going side by side. Look at the train behind me. I'm holding up the Red Bull, the two McLarens, and I think is that the Alfa Romeo with Raikkonen or Giovinazzi, I don't know. But as you can see, Gasly keeps it around the outside, but Ricciardo has DRS and the inside line, so he should get this move done on the corner. And you can see it dives it up the inside, the late breaker everyone calls him, because he is the late breaker. But we get a good run on Pierre Gasly. We go round the outside. Can we go round the outside? Yes we can. No we can't. We get shoved out onto the marbles, and that is that. But as we come round the last corner, I have DRS, but Gasly gets a good launch off, and Albon gets DRS on us and gets a good launch. We go defensive a little bit. He goes round the outside, and you know Albon, he likes to go round the outside a lot. Can he make it stick though? Yes he can. Oh, we touched his right rear tyre there. Luckily we didn't get any front wing damage, but as you can see, I have both the McLarens behind me now fighting for points. But luckily Norris is attacking signs into this corner, which can make me get away a little bit. But as you can see, we've just made it for now. But as we come back onto this back straight, I'm keeping the gap between Norris and Sainz at a good respectable margin. But as you can see, Sainz gets a good run on the back straight. We brake really early, try and get the cut back. He brakes really late. We get the cut back done. What a move. But look at Norris, he gets a run on Sainz, but I've got DRS from Sainz overtaking us. Norris goes up the inside of Sainz, and can he get a run on us? We go back to our racing line. Norris dives it up the inside of me, locks his right front wheel. We go round the outside to avoid contact, and we get the inside for the next corner, and that job is done. And now, coming down the back straight, Lewis Hamilton wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. But most importantly, we come round the last corner to not only finish in the points, but to finish P9, the best for the team and best for me this season. Get in, boys, get in. As you can see, Kimi Raikkonen gets driver of the day. And to not say anything, he was behind the McLaren, so he would have been, what, 12th? So that's good in the Alfa Romeo. I don't know where Kevin Magnussen went that whole race. He had a good first lap. We were up to 11th, he was up to 13th. But after that, once I noticed he got up to 13th, he pretty much just dropped back. He just lost his pace. But luckily we score points for the first time in Formula 1. We get more points for Haas, which is a huge confidence boost yet again, going into China, which, to be honest, is my, I'd say, weakest track. Actually, no, I won't say weakest track this season. One of the weaker tracks this season. And that circuit's not more overpowered. But as you can see, we finished P9 from starting 14th with one stop. And Magnussen finishes 15th from starting 17th. So it's a good run. But as you can see, Ocon and Vettel out. Ocon out for a second race this season. But as you can see, that puts us on 3 points and in 8th position in the Constructors, 3 away from AlphaTauri. Could this start of the season get any better? I don't think it can. But enjoy the highlights.
An exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Yes, I was. Like I said, it was a power advantage track, so we used it to our advantage. Yes, more points on the board, more confidence as well, knowing that it's not the greatest car that we've had.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming into this race, I didn't think we'd be close to scoring points. I wanted to be up there, but to get points this race is one hell of an achievement. To get my first points of the season in the second race, it's a bit, it's a bit exciting. But if it's going to continue like this, I may have to up the difficulty. As you saw in the first one, I put it to 100. Normally I put myself in between like 95 to 100, but as you can see, we have a lot of upgrades coming in the next race. Hopefully that can make our car faster. Hopefully none of them fail, but as you can see, we are still third from the bottom. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because it was exciting. And hopefully the next race is as I can't speak, man. Is as entertaining as that one. Peace.